And we are so excited. Lukas and I have been working on this in its infancy, probably in the last year and a half, but as it's evolved, this idea of create success for life, a way for us to come together to help you in 4 critical areas, to help you feel better about life, be better as a person, go after your dreams, and have accountability with us to assure you're moving forward with that. And that's what we call create success for life. These 4 areas: health, relationships, business, and legacy. Our goal with Create Success for Life is to have training every week, followed by questions and answers, and availability for you to pop questions to us and to share what you're up to and what you're committed to, and have people in your corner serving, supporting, loving, and even teaching and training you on how to go after those dreams, those aspirations, those ambitions even faster. That's our goal. And that's what we're going after. That's Create Success for Life. Here's what we're all about. Today, what we want to do as we introduce this to you is really break down what these areas are, what our more in-depth goals are, and how we really want to make sure we're taking care of you, and how, as we teach in the world of high performance, which, by the way, Lukas and I are both blessed to be certified high performance coaches through the High Performance Institute, how we can move things forward for you where you can feel your best, do your best in these 4 critical areas: health, relationships, business, and legacy. So that being said, Lukas, do you have anything to add? Any cheering for the people that are listening to our podcasts and watching our video and going after creating success in their own lives? What do you have to say?
So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody tuning in, and of course to you, Charly, for taking me along this journey, because I've been blessed to see what everything that Create Success for Life is about and what it will demonstrate, what that can do for a person. I've been blessed to receive those gifts and to know that we are just on the hunt together to give this to people and to pay it forward, knowing what's possible. That's just an insane gift, and I can't wait to get started.
Oh, I love this. Here's a quick thing for you, a quick story, a quick illustration. And that is, it was about a decade ago when I first dipped my toe into the world of high performance through Brendan Burchard's program, High Performance Academy, and didn't know the profound effect of change it would have on me and thousands of others till I stepped in and really owned the process. A couple big takeaways. One, I lost weight that I'd been carrying with me for 20 plus years, and I've kept it off for the last decade. That was a major goal of mine. And it wasn't from seeing the scale perspective. It was assuring that I lived into and continue to live into being the best dad I can be, the best role model I can be, and being a better energy as I went into my 40s and 50s. And just recently, I turned 50. And I tell people, as I think about my energy and the way I show up, my health, I rolled into 50 like touch and go at an airplane. I'm like, here comes 50, hit the ground, and it took off. And I'm going after it. When I went into my 40s, pre-high performance for me, I landed that plane without landing gear like this, clunk, 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 kind of flipped a few times. I was like, what just happened? So I just want to make sure you're sensing what we're trying to go after here is clear-cut ways, stories, illustrations, challenges for you in how to live a more healthy life, how to build, maintain better relationships, how to create what we like to call a purposeful, profitable business. One where you're like, money's cool and I'm making money, meaning that I'm living over the break even of what it takes for me to sustain my life or my business, whatever that would be in that context. And I'm doing something that helps the world somehow. And I'm clear about what that is, and I'm clear about why I'm doing it. So that when Monday morning rolls around, so many people have shared Monday morning rolls around, they're like, I got to go to work. Not in the context for what we're trying to accomplish, what we're trying to help you with. Monday morning rolls around and you're like, I can't wait to get into this. I'm clear on what I got to accomplish today. I'm clear about the effect it's going to have on others. And I'm clear about who I need to be as I step into this. And I'm in great energy. Well, let's go. I love this concept of what we're trying to accomplish and how we've helped so many along this path. The last area, legacy. That whatever I create, if it applies, has a legacy effect to it. This very recording, this very video, podcasts, everything that comes from our work in CS4Life, we're really hoping, and we feel it will leave a legacy for others, that you can listen to this a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and still get some value out of it. Still feel, even just through the energy that Lukas and I are bringing for you, that you're loved, cared for, supported in a world where you may not be. And Lukas and I realize one of the biggest things that we've seen in our work as certified high performance coaches is that so many people share, Char, Lukas, I do not have this kind of group. I don't have a kind of people in my life that listen to what I have to share, help me, support me, and are okay with it. They're not judging me. They're not bringing negative energy to me. They're like, let's take that idea you have. Let's talk that out. Let's think about how we can apply that idea or how we can grow into that version of you that you want to be. And they're okay with it. I like to call that unconditional love. And that's a huge part of what we're bringing with Create Success for Life. Unconditional love for you, your health, your relationships. If you have the drive, the desire to create a business, that you're going down the path of progress faster than you would on your own, through the beautiful trainings and the helpful insights and the accountability that we're providing for you through CS4Life. And if this is important to you as well, that work, whatever you're doing in life, whether it's business or organizational or whatever that would be, that's leaving a legacy, and that we're on the hunt to help you, giving you clear training, frameworks, ways of thinking of things, perspectives, stories along those lines, and that we're also holding you accountable to that if you want to be held accountable to that. Here's what we know. If you fail to plan to fail. So what we're really trying to help you do is plan to succeed, and giving you guidance on how to do that faster and think around corners you may not even see yet. That being said, Lukas, anything to add, any thoughts, insights that you want to share with our beautiful listeners and watchers?
I would love to double down on your point of unconditional love, because I know many people listening, and we've probably also been through these stories where, as we get started on this journey, maybe you're completely new to this idea of personal development right now, or to the idea of, hey, there's more possible for you. And so often we just get to believe that, okay, once I get there, that's when I'm done and I feel great, or what matters are these numbers that I need to hit. But the further you get into the journey, and I've had this myself with founding a startup, having different projects running around, that you think you know what matters as you get started, but as you go through the journey, you really realize it's not about the numbers. Obviously, you want to be healthy in the numbers, but you realize it's not about like 5x or 6x. It's not about 10x or 11x. It's about the people you're doing it with. It's about the people that are around you. It's about the people that you get to serve with. It's about the people you get to go through life with. And just today, I got to coach one of our charge sessions, which is the second big set of our certified high performance coaching process. And in that, we basically take you through the 10 human drives that make you feel alive and fulfilled. And as I went through those with my clients, that's where I really got to pause. And as Charly was talking, it was almost like getting tears into my eyes of gratitude, because of the fact that I get to serve with such incredible people. All of this just to say that in the end, what matters, and I know, Charly, you're big on the Regrets of the Dying by Bronnie Ware, where that's also a huge part, that we get to have people around us who don't judge us, who encourage our dreams, who also embody qualities that we want to develop ourselves, and that we just feel cared for as we step forward on that journey towards building the life that you want to live.
Oh, I love what you've shared. And I love the fact that you have forwarded the charge into other people's lives and help them assess living a full, vibrant life, which is the premise of that segment of our coaching journey in high performance coaching, the charge sessions. Here's the thing, and I love how you touched on legacy and the regrets of the dying. We have a finite number of breaths in our human body, a finite number of heartbeats. And our job on this beautiful planet is to assure every heartbeat and every breath we're empowering you and helping you to have positive, loving, enthusiastic energy for life, and you feel supported, cared for, I would even say challenged to live into your best self along the way. And when you look at life through that lens, it's like, okay, got it. There's a couple great resources online. One of them, and I can't think of the name of it, is this calendar. It looks like a calendar you can buy, and it's like a literal wall, and it's of a 90-year-old's life in terms of weeks, I think it is. And you basically blot out the part of life you've lived, and you see it on your wall every day, and you're blocking out another week and going, wow, if I live to be 90 years old, this is what I got left. And it reminds us of the emotional mortality of living a full life right here and right now. There's another great read, and we'll make sure to include this in the show notes, called The Tail End. And again, it's a graphical journey as to how much time we have on this planet through the lens of how many sports events, like yearly sports events, we're going to be able to attend, how many Thanksgivings in the United States we're going to be able to attend, how many Christmases and summers we have, how much, if you have children, how much time you spend with them in person. I think the statistics are 93% of your time in person with your kids happens between when they were born and through their high school experience. Meaning when they go to college, beyond that, you're not spending a lot of time with them, and recognizing the importance of that time while they're with you, especially through the lens of being a great parent, mentor, role model, these kinds of things. So just want to make sure we're thinking this through. And those beautiful 5 regrets, Lukas, you mentioned, this Bronnie Rare writing this book, she's a 30-year hospice nurse, sharing that as she interviewed people on their way out of this life with terminal illness, they shared they didn't realize happiness was a choice, that they let golden friendships slide, and they needed to bring them back on. She said nobody misses their friends more than when they're on their way out. And so often it was impossible to track them down or find them, or in many cases, those friends had already passed on. So we really want to make sure we're moving this forward for you. True success in life can be measured in so many ways. Our 4 key areas, we hope to hit the bulk of those ways. To have good health, to promote good health with you and those you care for, love, and are around. To have great relationships. And what's the construct for that? To create, if this is a desire for you, to create a purposeful, profitable business that can leave a great legacy, or you can leave legacy in other ways. Now, I always believe, and I've shared this many times over the last few years, that my children are my only real legacy I'll leave on the planet. And once I got clear on that about 12, 13 years ago, it changed the way that I perceive being a dad and being a role model and being in their lives, being much more of an active listener, much more caring, much more compassionate, and demonstrating unconditional love consistently. So as we step into the part where we challenge you a little bit, how are you doing in these 4 areas? How are you doing in your relationships? If we characterize what Lukas and I teach in our high performance work as the very best self, who we are at our very best, so often we'll describe that as we're great active listeners. We're great at asking really powerful questions. We're great at bringing good, positive, sometimes courageous, enthusiastic, loving energy into dialogue. It isn't like, hey, how you doing? What's up? It's along lines of, hey, so how are you doing? What are you excited about? Better questions, better energy. So if this is a drive for you at all, you're in the right place. If on the other side, you're like, you know what, that seems like way too far of a stretch for where I'm at in life right now and the people I'm surrounded by, I would challenge you to listen up, join us, really think through the support of you that you need to live that full life, that vibrant life, that life where you're feeling supported, loved, and cared for. In a world where, and we know this, Lukas and I have coached a lot of people, that some people, they just don't have that around them. Their husband, their parents, their friends, they're living from a neutral place or a negative place, a place of blame, excuses, denial, gossip, drama primarily. Instead of what we like to think through and teach as above the line behaviors, a place of ownership, accountability, responsibility. I'm responsible for my actions. Positivity, positive frame. I do what I need to do to keep a positive frame. You'll hear the people that we coach and teach say those kinds of words. and they're of ambition and growth. They're really moving things forward. Instead of saying, I don't like what those people are doing, and I'm tired of this, tired of that, and I think those people are da-da-da-da, and I can't believe that, and blame, excuse. Now they're saying, hey, you know what? Here's what I'm working on. Here's what I'm up to. Here's what my dreams are for. And it's usually through two lenses: helping the world be better somehow, and or improving people's lives. So working to help the world be better or improving other people's lives. They come out of self and into selflessness and really go after that. So if this is resonating with you at all, you're in the right place. If you're committed to really wanting to grow and be supported, you're in the right place. We've got a few different ways of serving you. And before I get into that, would love for Lukas to have anything to add, any thoughts, anything you want to articulate from what I've shared, or anything else coming to mind. I'd love to hear from you, man.
One thought that I would love to emphasize as you were challenging people to just be honest with themselves and figure out, like, looking at health, business, relationships, legacy. Is this where I want to be? Is this where I want to be going? And I know that there can be a moment where when this challenge comes up for you, it's like, oh crap, that my answer is absolutely not what I want it to be.
Yeah.
And I know many people who, in the face of that hard truth, shut down.
Yeah.
And I come from a country, Germany, shots fired. I may fire the shots because I'm German myself, where people are just really focused on making sure that towards the outside, they seem competent and they seem like they've all got it figured out, and they don't want to allow any insecurity. Now, I know that's not just a German illness, but that's what I'm just observing a lot over here, because I always get to compare US with Germany.
Yeah.
And I've seen how that tendency can lead to so much pain. So even if in the moment you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to run away from this basically because this answer is more than I can handle, I just want to say that that's normal, and that's the first step that we all need to take towards improvement. Yeah. So if you're listening to this and realizing, oh my gosh, I'm just so far away from where I want to be, what's the alternative? Then accepting, or what's the alternative to accepting that fact and making the first changes? Yep. There's really no alternative. So just to give you that permission, basically, to have that moment of, oh my gosh, this is not where I want to be, that's just part of the journey.
Yeah, boy, that was so well put. And I just want to make sure people understand the bigger picture of life through the lens of living an ambitious, positive, growth-oriented life. It's like, it goes to that saying, you're the average of the people you're around. And our job, I feel like so strongly, Lukas and my job and some of our friends who are joining us on this journey, is to assure you at least have a few friends who are in that, we'll call it above the line mentality, going after the ambitions and growth in life, that support you no matter what, that bring unconditional love into your space where you may not have it, or if you do, it's sporadic, to bring it in more consistently. That being said, we have 4 ways for you to grow. And so many people are like, CS4LIFE, this idea of being supported that way, that's above and beyond what I'm at. I'm just baby stepping into personal development, self-improvement, and that's totally fine. We have a weekly newsletter. It's called Weekly Wisdom. I've been doing that since January of 2020. That shares very specific things you can do in your life, in your business, and even if you're working with, growing a business or growing yourself online as an influencer or whatever that would be, tips there. And we also have a couple growth bonuses in there. One is a deeper dive training. Usually it's a clip from something we've created, and another is something to listen to, like a podcast to inspire, and a quote. And that's the baseline level of growth through the lens of what we cover in CS4LIFE. And we like to divide that into 4 areas. If you just want to grow, Weekly Wisdom is the answer. You can sign up for that down below, and there's a link for that. Weekly Wisdom just helps you every week dial in. What is it in life I need to be concentrating on? What is it if you're interested in business? What is it that I need to think about as I grow my business or go after more business or amplify my business or make it more purposeful? And then a couple of growth bonuses there, deeper dive trainings, things to listen to in that space. That's the baseline level, and that's totally free. And we just want to make sure we're supporting you that way. And it's been so great to see over the last, well, at the time of this recording, almost a year and 3/4 of that being in play, the amount of feedback, the amount of co-creation there. People are like, hey, this would be great in your weekly wisdom. And if you have something to share, please do. So if you're interested in just growing, taking that baby step, weekly wisdom is for you. If you want to grow fast, the second tier, grow fast, join us in CS4LIFE. We'll have the link below for that. It's a monthly membership program, 4 times a week, or excuse me, 4 times a month. Every Wednesday, we're doing new trainings and we're doing Q&A and accountability. And then we also have the capacity to do quarterly check-ins in a group format. And we have a couple other things we're not going to unveil right now, but you'll see that as you get into the information on CS4LIFE. So we have you covered. If you want to grow, weekly wisdom. If you want to grow fast, join us in CS4LIFE. If you are like, dude, pull off, I'm going after it, and you want to grow faster, we have our monthly membership program. It's called the Mastery Community. This is a very limited access program. It's higher tier. You get direct access to me and Lukas in deeper ways. And in that program, and that's been going on, this is our 5th year with the Mastery Community. You have to apply to get into it, and we have to make sure you're a good fit. And you probably are. If you're growth-minded and play above the line, you're probably going to be approved. And there's an application for that below. So the Mastery Community's goal is to assure we're serving you more deeply and challenging you more deeply. And we have trainings every month, the second Saturday of every month. We have a life mastery training. I call that Health, Wealth, and Happiness Mastery. We have a business mastery training. And then after that, we do a deep dive Zoom. It's a Zoom roundtable, different than the Q&A. It's where we're here for you. You're with a group of us, group of our founding members, as we call them, really helping you articulate, think through, go after, feel the love, support, and care that you desire and deserve, especially if you're going after your goals. The 4th Wednesday of every month, we have high performance group coaching. So what Lukas was talking about with the Charge series, we also cover our first sessions, which are called the Core, built and based around high performance habits, the book, with the highest performers, science-backed, as well as self-reported, as being the areas they need to focus on to feel high performance in their lives and in their businesses. And just real quick, those areas. Clarity. What are you clear about? What are you clear about going after personally and professionally? What are you clear about in terms of your person? Who you want to be at your very best? How you want to interact, your success markers? Energy. Who do you want to be energetically? Are you living into that? Of course, every time I say these things, this is a challenge for you to assess yourself. So if you were to rate yourself on clarity, 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest, how clear are you right now in life? 2, energy. How energized do you feel? And is it an enduring energy, or is it like sugar rush, crash, sugar rush, crash? Courage, 3rd element. How courageous are you? How are you at asking for help and saying no? These are 2 key indicators in courage that we usually assess on. So many people are like, oh, if I asked for help and I learned how to do that earlier in life, I would have moved across life faster, gone after my goals quicker. And I got to tell you, that's what Mastery Community is about, is asking for help. That's what CS4LIFE is about. You got a group of people you can ask for help. We'll answer you and help you. The next area, productivity. How productive are you at moving across, going after your life's work? And I have you define what that is, as well as handling your priorities, the things you have to do every day. It's the essence of high performance productivity. The highest performers are very clear about what they're going after in life and their priorities, and they're moving things forward in both arenas while controlling how they feel and thinking about their feelings about going after these things. Like, do you have the practice every morning of sitting down and saying, hey, you know what? Here's the things I got to do today, and here's how I want to feel about them. Ooh, and here's something that could throw me off, and I'm already prepped for it. That's high performance. And then, of course, influence. And really going after being more influential, not manipulative, but influencing people to their benefit. That's the sort of key indicator of high performance influence. And in the High Performance Habits book, we also talk about necessity, setting deadlines for ourselves, having accountability buddies, assuring that Somewhere in your life, you're telling other people what you're up to, sharing your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, and you're breaking them down into milestones. And you have people that are supporting you and holding you accountable to those along the way. So I hope you sense we've got these three areas so far covered. To grow, we've got weekly wisdom. To grow fast, we've got create success for life. To grow faster, we have mastery community. This group of people who are willing to help, support, and take care of you and give you the time you need to express, think things through. We've been known in our Zoom roundtables to draw up strategy on the whiteboard, take pictures of it for you, give it to you, so you have clear marching orders and going after your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. If you want to grow the fastest, remember, we grow with weekly wisdom, we grow fast with CS4LIFE, create success for life. We grow faster in the group format with deeper dive help, support, and training in mastery community. If you want to go the fastest, the one-on-one experience. And we can do that a couple of ways. One is high performance coaching at a one-to-one level. Two, if you're more going after entrepreneurial dreams, desires, and goals, we have something for you there. Business, internet, coaching, consulting. That's something that I usually facilitate. Nonetheless, in order to get into that, it also is an application. And we have to make sure that you're a good fit and we're clear about what you're going after and how we can support and serve you. All the links for everything I talked about are below. So if you feel the dream, the desire, the goal to have the support and love, the care, the compassion, the guidance, yes, even the coaching, where we're pushing you, and we're asking you that very important question about moving your goals forward. 2 words, by when. When you express, Lukas, Charly, I want to move this thing forward. Here's what I'm committed to. We say by when, you say, ooh, uh-oh, deadline, I'm on it. That being said, I'm gonna go over that one more time for you. Grow with weekly wisdom, totally free, every week. Just insights, thoughts, clips, a podcast, these kind of things that will help you move. Grow fast. This is create success for life. Every week, new trainings, new distinctions, Q&A, accountability, quarterly group check-ins, these kind of things. If you want to go faster, mastery community, deeper dive trainings, outreach, involved with group high performance coaching, Zoom roundtables twice a month, and you even get check-in calls with me and some of our team as well to make sure we're moving things forward for you if you get into a pinch or you're trying to sort something out or whatever that is. And then finally go fastest through the one-on-one work. And hopefully that makes sense and resonates with you. Just know we got you covered along the entire gamut, that huge ladder of growth. And you're going to love what we have for you there. Any other things you'd like to add, Lukas, as we covered the grow fast, grow faster, and grow fastest concept of our beautiful work together?
First of all, you illustrated that beautifully, Sir Charly.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Came right from the heart.
I could definitely hear that. And that is just something where when I talked about the connections and everything, that's just where I'm so excited that for people that they get to experience you, they get to experience us. I mean, we're known in our certified high performance coaching community, like people always talk about our bromance, which is so fun.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
I'm so excited for people, for everybody listening to experience this, to experience also your love and support and community that I've been blessed to be a part of for such a long time now. And I just want to double down on this fact that Brendon Burchard also has been teaching us forever about the value of social learning. Yeah. Because so often we hear like information isn't a struggle anymore, and it isn't. Like, just go to Google or to YouTube and suddenly you have more information than you could ever consume in a lifetime. So why do people still not change? And it's in that going at it alone versus having a community here who's supporting you, but also challenging you, who is there to basically give you comfort when when the storm comes and the chaos comes. Yeah. Where we also are ready to just be there for you and also be okay when you need to express yourself in a frustrated manner. That's okay if that's a moment that's necessary for you. We're also there when you need that push towards the next level, and to do that consistently over the long term. That's just what the joy of life is all about, and of this journey is all about. And that's what I'm so excited to be experiencing with you together.
Oh, I love it. And thank you so much. We've been on a great journey together for the last couple of years as well. And it's all part of this idea of taking care of each other, taking care of our community, our mastery community, and taking care of the world. And it's so exciting for me to be able to share. We have this 4-tiered process that really helps people at whatever level they're comfortable with. To grow, cool, let's do that. To grow fast, got something for you. Yeah, I'm ready to dial that up. Let's grow faster. Okay, got you covered. To grow fastest, yeah. Now we have to be, and I want to make sure as we think through the lens of health, relationships, business, and legacy, we've got to be very clear that we're attracting and facilitating and doing the work with the right people. And what I mean by that is the people who are committed to growth, the people who are committed to being of a positive mindset. And maybe in the world of where they're at, they're not in one, but they see what that can mean just through the lens of your and my energy in this conversation. And that's a big part of our application process for the grow faster and fastest parts. We really dive in and assess, are you a good fit? Here's the areas you need to work on. Here's the areas that we're going to help you with, presuming you're approved to join our master community and presuming you're approved to be part of the one-on-one experience if that's your desire, and to make sure we're clear. Here's where you need the most love, care, support. Imagine a world, and this is so critical for people who just don't have this right now, where you have friends who guide you, support you, listen to you, help you through the lens of growth, better tomorrows, better relationships. And if you have the desire of having a great business, that really helps the world somehow. Imagine the world where you're in command and control of a business that's well in excess of covering your bills, that's truly making impact on others in a great way. That's what we live. That's our life. We made the conscious choice to go down our path of growth to get there, and we're living it. And we're so honored and blessed to be able to share that with you. If you have the desire, the dream, the goal for that, we got it sorted for you. Lukas and I, we put in the work, the technology of it all. Truthfully, and I think Lukas probably agree, it's never been easier to get up and running with it. The technology's there. It's you bringing your energy, your uniqueness, your value to really going after a great business model that can help others somehow, through the lens of coaching, training, teaching, service-oriented business. I work with a lot of service-oriented businesses, bricks and mortar businesses, those kind of things. But the technology is there, and we just have to use it and assess it right. A lot of our training helps you understand where to focus on, like my ALSD bullseye, the awareness arena, the leads arena, the sales arena, and the deliverables arena, and what to focus on first, and going after that. And you'll get access to that. We'll be training that as we step into CS4LIFE and our business training. So our focus moving forward is this: help you grow. Got you covered. Help you grow fast. CS4LIFE is your answer. Create success for life. Every week we'll be training. And if you can't make it live, not a problem. Our replays are up, usually within 48, 72 hours. And our Q&A replays will be up as well. Same story. You have private access to that. You get the audio replays too, so you can just listen to it, see what you missed, take your notes, do what you got to do. And then grow faster is the idea of mastery community. And that's been in rhythm now we're in our 5th year. And we've got a whole library there of training you can get into. And it can feel overwhelming if you get into that, if you apply and you're approved. But I'm your concierge. So during the application process, I'll be able to sort out, hey, you know what? These are the 3 trainings you need to hit first. Once you're done with those, let me know, and I'll give you your next 3. And they're already up. They're ready for you. Especially, and I think, Lukas, you'll agree, the business side of things, starting from scratch. Where do I start if I want to have my own entrepreneurial business, right? We start with that break-even conversation. We work through that. It's an hour-long training. What do I need to do to master sales? Got you covered. How many times have you watched that sales video training?
Season 3, session 3.
You know it. You know the inventory.
Never forget that. Yeah, it's the one that I'm basically watching before every single sales conversation, just to get into that mindset, into that rhythm, knowing how do I start, how do I need to show up, what are the right questions, what are the right points to challenge, all that to get me into that. So probably dozens of times by now.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, like, there's the idea of where do I start? There's the idea of mastering sales, because without sales conversion, you don't have cash flow. Without cash flow, you don't have a business. And then there's the idea of sales process. Like, what's the process? And we did a recent training on that. There's so much meat in there in the business and legacy realm, as well as every great business is built on great relationships. So how do you define your culture? How do you define your vision for that? And how do you live into that? There's training in there on that. And if that's, not your scene, you're not in the business legacy aspect, health and relationships, we've got, what is it now, 49 trainings in the health, wealth, and happiness library that help you on all kinds of things, starting from scratch to feel your best. The 10 areas that I teach and train from, the wheel of perspective as a tool to keep you on track with that. My 10-day health, wealth, and happiness challenge is part of that, where I share with you exactly what I did to drop the weight through the lens of my high performance work back in 2012 and how I've kept it off. It's all documented. You even get copies of my weight sheets when I was taking my weight and seeing this progression downward over time. So powerful. That being said, I hope you feel through and through, we've got you taken care of from a place of loving, caring, compassionate support. Beyond that, we're also teaching, training, and coaching you to assure you're on your path and you're moving across time. You're moving it forward at the pace you want to. The highest performers, they move it faster than the pace they want to. They're on the front end of that. And that's why it's really critical that we develop, as we thought through our model, the grow piece, the grow fast, the grow faster, and the grow fastest, to assure whatever that is for you, you can change that dial and you can switch it back and forth if you want. Do one-on-one coaching for a year and I'm going to come back to group. Then I'm going to come back to training. Then I'm going to just come back to emails and then I move it again. Totally fine. We got you covered. We take care of you there. So final thoughts and words and any inspiration. Lukas, anything else you want to add here as we think through the grow fast, grow faster, grow fastest through the lens of health, relationships, business, and legacy? Anything you want to add before we wrap up our beautiful first introductory session?
Mm-hmm. There is one idea that I want to leave people with, and it's the one that is at the core and bottom of my heart, that is at the core of everything that I share. And it's at the core of who I am and what I definitely want to bring into this. And I know you stand for this too, Charly. It's the idea of the one aha moment that changes everything. Because there have been moments on our journeys where just one insight, one phrase that we needed to hear, one person giving us an illustration, one person being the role model for us, just one thing that flipped everything.
Yeah.
I remember the first ever video course that I watched by Brendan Burchard, when he was just standing there in his Portland office next to his flip chart, and he was just going at it. And like, that dude looks as dorky as me.
So true.
So, there's the man who's just as your typical guy as you and me.
Yep.
But who became the world's greatest high performance coach, who founded an industry and who's just crushing it.
Yeah.
And that was the one moment that got me to here. Obviously, there are more and more aha moments along the way, but that's like the one that changed everything. So for you, I would just love for you to think about, just in general, if you're considering to start your learning journey, or if you really want to grow faster, the fastest with us. Think about what will be possible if, out of everything you do, there's the one moment that changes everything.
So true. Thank you so much for sharing. I like to think of that as the keystone moment. In the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, he talks about keystone habits, aha moments, where you change one thing and it unleashes all these other things. And what you just shared was watching that geeky guy in his Portland office and hearing that message was a pivot. It shifted the trajectory of your life. And that's our aim, our desire, our goal. And we're going to pivot you as fast or as slow as you want. At the baseline level, grow. At the next level, grow fast. Next level, grow faster. And the highest level, grow fastest. That's one-on-one intensive work going after it. So I just want to say thank you so much for listening to us, for considering how we might be able to serve, support, and take care of you, how you may be able to have, for once in your life, a group of people who are open, honest, caring, compassionate. They listen, they're active listeners, and they hear you. You're heard for once in your life. So many people have shared, Char, for once in my life, I'm heard. You listen to my ideas. You don't, oh, that's a dumb idea. You never hear that come from me. If that's your idea, then that's you. Well, let's explore and let's go. And that's what we offer. That's Create Success for Life. That's all the different things we're trying to accomplish here. We're very clear on how we can take care of you. That all being said, we want to thank you so incredibly much for being part of our journey. Just feeling the energy from what we've shared today. We hope this has inspired you, motivated you along the 4 lines of what we're trying to go after here: health, relationships, business, and legacy. And I like to end through the lens of how I think of myself helping the world. It's through the lens of these 5 Ps. My dream, my goal, my job on this beautiful planet is to help you live with more purpose, to feel at the end of your day, I really helped others today, and I took care of myself. That's the sort of essence of purpose from what we teach and train. To live with more passion, more emotional engagement and enthusiasm, to live with more positivity and joy. And this may be hitting a chord with you. We talked about that a lot in today's introductory session. This idea of who am I around and what's the support that I need or what's the support that I have. To live more productively, the 4th P. To really go after your life's work and be clear about what that is, while taking care of your responsibilities and have support and accountability buddies along the way. And finally, to live profitably, to have more money coming in than you're expending, to have fun and adventure as a part of your harmony in life, and to go after that. That's our dream. That's our goal. The links are below. Thank you so much. Start next week with our very first training. Cannot wait to see you there. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.